Have you ever wondered why your belly fat refuses to go away, no matter how little you eat or how much you walk? You skip dessert, cut back on calories, and maybe try every new diet your friends recommend, yet the scale hardly moves. Why is that? Just last month, a 54-year-old woman emailed me at 2 a.m. She wrote, "I've done everything right. I eat less than I did in my 30s. I walk every evening, but my stomach pouch won't shrink. What am I doing wrong?" Her story isn't unusual. It's the reality for millions over 40. And here's the shocker. It's not your fault. After 40, your body doesn't play by the same rules. Hormones shift, metabolism slows, insulin resistance creeps in. And the foods you once believed were healthy may now secretly feed your belly fat. But here's the good news. Once you know the real offenders and make a few targeted changes, your body can release stubborn fat. I've seen men in their 50s lose inches off their waist, and women in their 60s regain energy they thought was gone forever. So let's break it down step by step, starting with the easiest win. Fixing the obvious offenders that quietly sabotage your progress daily. Why losing fat after 40 feels impossible? After 40, many people feel betrayed by their own bodies. You eat less than you used to, maybe you even cut out dessert, but the scale barely moves. And that stubborn belly pouch seems to grow stronger every year. It feels frustrating, and I've heard this story from hundreds of patients. Take John, a 52-year-old accountant. He told me, "Doc, I eat salads for lunch, I walk after dinner, but I'm still carrying this tire around my waist." He thought maybe he didn't have enough willpower. But the truth is, his body had changed. Here's what happens. Metabolism slows by about 5 to 10% each decade after 40. Hormones like estrogen and testosterone decline, making it easier to store fat and harder to maintain muscle. On top of that, many people develop some degree of insulin resistance, meaning the same foods that were harmless at 30 now lead directly to fat storage around the belly. So no, it's not about weakness or laziness, it's biology. The inspiring part is this. Once you understand these shifts, you can work with your body instead of against it. And even small changes, done consistently, can restart weight loss and restore energy. So let's begin with the first and easiest step, tackling the obvious offenders that might sabotage you daily without you noticing. Fix the obvious offenders. The first step in losing fat after 40 is surprisingly simple: fixing the obvious offenders. We all know these habits aren't serving us, but we often ignore them because they feel comforting or too small to matter. Think about the nightly glass of wine that easily turns into two, the pint of ice cream waiting in the freezer, or that bag of chips that somehow disappears during late-night TV. On their own, these moments may not seem catastrophic, but repeated daily, they quietly add hundreds of calories, slow your metabolism, and make your belly fat harder to budge. I remember a 52-year-old patient named Mike. He was frustrated that his waistline wouldn't shrink no matter how many miles he logged on the treadmill. When we looked closely, he realized that his 2 nightly beers added more than 1,000 extra calories every week. Once he cut them back, within 3 weeks his pants fit looser, without changing anything else. The lesson here is powerful. Before diving into complicated diets, start with what's obvious. Remove or reduce the habits you already know are hurting you. These small wins build momentum and prove that your body can respond at any age. Now, the obvious offenders are just the beginning. The real challenge lies in spotting the hidden offenders, the foods that look healthy but secretly sabotage your progress. And that's precisely where we're heading next. The hidden offenders that keep you stuck. Now here's where things get tricky. Once you've cleared away the obvious offenders, the next trap is the hidden offenders, the foods that look innocent, even healthy, but quietly sabotage your progress. These are the wolves in sheep's clothing of nutrition. Think about fruit-on-the-bottom yogurt with 18 grams of added sugar, or instant oatmeal packets loaded with brown sugar and artificial flavoring. Many of my patients used to start their day with these, believing they were making the wise choice, only to find out later that they were spiking their blood sugar the same way a bowl of sugary cereal would. Another common culprit? Sauces and condiments. That splash of ketchup on your burger or that creamy salad dressing may add more sugar and fat than you realize. One patient, Linda, a 49-year-old teacher, was shocked to learn her healthy lunch salad had more calories and sugar than a fast food burger, simply because of the dressing she poured on top. When she switched to olive oil and vinegar, the scale finally began to move. The lesson is simple. Marketing labels like low-fat or heart-healthy don't always mean safe for your waistline. Continuously flip the package and read the label. Once you spot these hidden offenders, you'll feel empowered instead of tricked. When you know what to avoid, the next question becomes, what should you look for on a label? That's precisely where we're heading next. The three things to look for on every food label. When you're over 40, every calorie matters more than it did in your 20s. And one of the most straightforward yet powerful tools you have is learning to read a food label. The truth is, most people glance at the front of the package, low fat, high fiber, or heart healthy, and trust it. But the front is marketing. The truth is on the back. And there are three things I want you to look for every single time: protein, sugar, and fat. First, protein. This is your best friend after 40. It preserves muscle, keeps metabolism active, and helps you feel satisfied. Aim for at least 10 grams per serving. Second, sugar. Many healthy products hide 12, 15, or even 20 grams of added sugar, 4 or 5 teaspoons in a single serving. Remember Linda from earlier? Her fruit yogurt had more sugar than a candy bar. Finally, fat. Not all fat is bad, but it is calorie-dense. 9 calories per gram versus 4 for protein or carbs. 1 spoonful of peanut butter can carry the same calories as 3 apples. That's why portions matter. The lesson is this: don't let flashy labels fool you. Flip the package, check these 3 numbers, and you'll instantly know if the food is helping or hurting your goals. Now that you know what to look for on the label, the next big question is, why does belly fat, especially the lower belly, seem so impossible to lose? Let's talk about that stubborn area next. Why stubborn belly fat is so hard to lose. One of the most common frustrations I hear from patients over 40 is this: "Doc, I'm losing weight everywhere else, but this lower belly pouch just won't go away." And they're right. Belly fat, especially the lower section, is often the last to leave. Here's why. The body follows a top-down pattern when men and women store fat. You'll notice changes in your face, chest, or arms first, but the midsection, especially that lower pouch, holds on the longest. Add to that the natural decline in hormones and the increase in insulin resistance after 40, and your belly becomes the favorite storage site for excess calories. Take Sarah, a 47-year-old nurse I worked with. She lost 18 pounds through careful eating, but still felt discouraged looking at her waistline. The truth was, her body was burning fat. It just hadn't reached the belly yet. Within a few more months of steady habits, that pouch finally began to shrink. Her story shows us that patience and consistency are as important as diet and exercise. The lesson here is this: you can't out-crunch belly fat, and you can't spot reduce it. But you can win with persistence, smart nutrition, and the understanding that the belly is simply the body's last stronghold. Now, if belly fat is so resistant, what else might make it worse without us realizing? The answer often lies in our sleep and those late-night eating habits. And that's where we're going next. Sleep, late-night eating, and your metabolism. If there's one area almost everyone over 40 overlooks, it's sleep. Specifically, how late-night eating wrecks your rest and your metabolism. Here's what I see often. Someone eats dinner at 9 or 10 p.m., maybe with a snack before bed, then wonders why they wake up groggy and can't seem to lose belly fat. The reason is simple. When you eat late, your body spends half the night digesting food instead of repairing tissues, balancing hormones, and burning fat. Your resting heart rate stays elevated, your sleep quality drops, and you crave more sugar and caffeine the next day to get through. I had a patient, Robert, a 56-year-old engineer, stuck at the same weight for months. The breakthrough came when he stopped eating after 8 p.m. and took a 10-minute walk after dinner instead. Within 3 weeks, not only did he lose 4 pounds, but his energy in the mornings doubled. His plateau wasn't a diet problem. It was a sleep and timing problem. The insight here is clear. Food isn't just about calories, it's about timing. If you respect your body's natural rhythm, finish dinner earlier, take a short walk, and allow your body to rest truly, you'll unlock progress that no diet alone could give you. Now, with sleep and timing in place, the next big question is weight loss just about calories in versus calories out? Let's dive into the truth behind that idea. Calories in versus calories out. The full truth. You've probably heard the phrase 1,000 times. Weight loss is just calories in versus calories out. And yes, technically, a calorie deficit is required to lose weight. But here's the truth. Most people over 40 miss it. Not all calories are created equal. Your body reacts very differently to 300 calories of salmon and broccoli than to 300 calories of donuts. One fuels your muscles, stabilizes blood sugar, and satisfies you for hours. The other spikes insulin, crashes your energy, and makes you crave more. I once worked with James, a 50-year-old who thought he was doing fine because he ate small portions of his favorite snack cakes while staying under his calorie goal. The scale did move, but he lost muscle mass, felt weaker, and his belly fat barely changed. He started losing fat instead of muscle when we shifted his calories toward lean protein, vegetables, and high-fiber carbs. His waistline shrank, and he felt stronger during his workouts. The lesson here is simple. Calories matter, but quality matters more. After 40, preserving lean muscle is the secret weapon. Muscles not only shape your body, but also keep metabolism alive and burning. Feed your body nutrient-dense foods. Every calorie works for you instead of against you. Now that you understand the balance between quantity and quality, the final piece of the puzzle is knowing how lean you need to be, and whether the extra sacrifice is worth it. Let's talk about finding that sweet spot next. How lean do you really need to be? Finding the sweet spot. Here's a question I often ask my patients. How lean do you need to be? Many people chase an image of six-pack abs or a flat stomach they saw in a magazine. But the truth is, after 40, health and happiness aren't defined by chasing the lowest possible body fat. For most men, 10 to 12% body fat already means strong muscles, visible definition, and far less risk of diabetes and heart disease. For women, 18 to 22% provides the same benefits while protecting hormonal balance. Going lower often requires extreme dieting, sacrificing social life, and even dealing with side effects like fatigue, poor sleep, and an older-looking face as collagen naturally declines. Take David, a 55-year-old who came to me obsessed with getting shredded. He pushed himself down to 8% body fat, but he felt drained, lost focus at work, and his friends noticed he looked tired and worn. Eventually, he realized he was healthier and happier sitting at 12%, lean enough to feel confident, yet energetic enough to enjoy life. The lesson here is that true success isn't about perfection, but sustainability. After 40, the sweet spot is where you look good, feel strong, and still enjoy your life. That's where long-term health lies. So, as we wrap up, let's bring all these lessons together and discuss the next steps you can take starting tomorrow. So, let's quickly recap. We uncovered the biggest offenders in your diet, the healthy foods that aren't so healthy, the 3 numbers you should always check on a label, why belly fat is so stubborn, how sleep and timing affect your metabolism, the truth about calories, and finally, the sweet spot for how lean you really need to be. The big picture is this. Weight loss after 40 isn't about punishing your body. It's about smarter choices, protecting muscles, balancing hormones, and building sustainable habits. Here's my challenge. Starting tonight, pick just one change. Maybe you close the kitchen after 8 p.m. Swap your healthy yogurt for a plain Greek yogurt with berries, or add one protein-rich meal tomorrow. Small wins stack up, and they may surprise you faster than you think. And now, let me ask, could insulin resistance be the silent reason your belly fat won't budge? In my next video, I'll show you how to spot the hidden signs and the natural steps to reverse them. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So hit subscribe, drop a comment about the change you're committing to, and I'll see you there. Thanks for being here. Your health is the foundation for everything you do. Protect it. If you found value in today's video, tap like, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more. We're here to guide you through the science, the facts, and the tools to win your fight against obesity.